Simply put, with no funds, no equipment or staff, there was no way anyone could pull it off alone. I didn't find the cure. I failed my goal. My presentation was well received, but I felt lost anyway. I understood that I need a different approach. Another artifact. But why is it inactive? That concludes the path of the mind, I think. Tara. Hey, Tara. A cave entrance. We need to go deeper. Tara, are you there? I feel like I'm going in circles. I think I'm lost. A drill, of course. There's a story that stuck with me from my childhood. A classmate bragged that his father drilled to the core of the earth. We were flabbergasted and intrigued in equal measure. Such a cool father, we were also envious. The boy became our hero. Of course, his father really was a miner. But the story about reaching the core of the earth was a tall tale to entertain him. Lies only go so far. This isn't my memory. I never drink. I don't need to. Alcohol dulls the senses, and I have to remain focused on what I do. Steve, though, did have a cabinet like this. I suppose he needed one for the frequent behind-the-scenes talks he held in his office. A glass of fine liquor could oil the gears of many a dead-end negotiation. Maybe that's why I was never any good at business deals. Tara, are you there? Hello, artifact. Nice to see a familiar shape. appears have extra elements. Almost got it. Are these connectors of some kind? That's impossible. This looks like the house I grew up in, but torn apart. And the doors, just like in the lake, on the island. Now I know why I didn't want to go through them. I'm remembering my mom. They say we remember God in times of tragedy. It must be when we have no one else to turn to. At one point, Mom believed that God controls our fate, hence this puppet, probably. Mom fell ill. It was Huntington's disorder. Incurable. Doctors were giving her a couple months at best. It broke my father. He lost control over his life, started acting irrationally. Rather than be there for her, he hit on the nurses and got blackout drunk. I realized my mom had no one. I had to change that. These posters. That's the door to my room. Right. Whenever something wasn't to my liking, I shut myself in there, letting nobody in. almost got it. Wonder what it looks like on the inside now. My father was an asshole. He used to rub it in that it was his work that provided for our every want before Mom fell ill. He thought my mother was wasted as a teacher. Her earnings weren't high enough. That was all he cared about. Worried for my mom. She was everything to me. When they told me she would die, I was bereft. I couldn't let that happen. My teenage years passed quickly. When I learned that my mom would die, I decided I can't leave her like that. My father gave up. I wanted to be there for her. My favorite gaming console. I had no siblings and no one to play with. My mom knew how much it bothered me, so she would sit down with me and pick up the controller. She wasn't very good, but we had fun. Father always gave me grief about the mess on my desk. I only noticed after Mom fell ill. She was the one cleaning my room for me. It's not a stupid idea. will that help me? Family photo from before the sickness. I don't blame my father for being who he was. I blame him for giving up. He was always saying that he's the head of our family, that we owe him everything. But when we really needed him, he was absent. Because of him, my life changed. I had to help Mom. Still nothing. How to activate this artifact? Maybe if I will put all the items on pedestals, the artifact will activate. The path of the soul is completed. Tara, are you there? I have a feeling that this is a one-way path. Astounding. This looks like the headquarters. A shame you can't see this, Steve. Let's see what I can find here. An artifact. What else? Exit, finally. Follow the white light, Jack. Can't believe I'm talking to myself in Tara's voice now. Wonder what she's like in person. Hang on. This doesn't feel right. I'm still here? Damn it. Right, the conference room. It used to be such a daunting place when I was a fresh hire right after college. My knees would go weak. and I couldn't find my voice as soon as I stepped foot inside. I was hired straight out of college for my knowledge of the human brain. They were looking for someone to finalize a project. Steve McLean, yes, CEO of Sense Strand Corporation. He recruited me himself. What was it he wanted? How to solve it? Still working on it. I hope it's not a stupid idea. How will that help me? Project EHO. That was my task. It was already on an advanced stage by the time I joined. They needed an expert for the final stage, research about the human brain. I was told many failed before me. It spurred me on. Our laboratory, the most secure location in the building. We had other sites too, but here was the best equipment. Few were allowed in. The bulk of the EHO research happened here. Then there are, of course, the more prestigious and exotic traits. Immortality, for instance. Teratopsis nutricula achieved it, so why not us? This jellyfish can revert its age once it reaches reproductive maturity. We isolated the gene making it possible. Remember our conversation about sharks, Tara? Still not there, I see. I remember how I know all that now. We isolated the DNA fragment, granting them immunity to cancer. Steve was over the moon. You know what he did? He bypassed procedure, consequences be damned, and went straight to tests on human subjects. A madman or a genius. I can only hope it didn't backfire. Many of the modifications we prepared were based on animal genes. We were aiming to improve humans with the best traits of other species. For instance, polar bears have the most acute sense of smell of all mammals. There are documented cases of bears going after prey that they smelled from a distance of nearly 40 miles. All our efforts led us toward the goal of the EHO project, the creation of enhanced human organism, the Homo Milius. Mine was the final, most difficult task. All the alterations we developed had to work on not just individual cells, but on the whole organism. The brain posed the biggest challenge. How to activate the new traits in a way that would allow the specimen to fully utilize them. We needed volunteers for this stage. Still working on it. I hope it's not a stupid idea. Modification of human DNA opens many possibilities. You can improve a human, make them immune to diseases, correct genetic errors. The genome is a lot like a computer program. It can be modified, overwritten, not just on a cellular level either. Even a human adult can be changed this way. My office was in a shared workspace at first. After some time, Steve asked me if I'd like my own room. I was treated well. The company provided for all my needs. All they asked in return was dedication. I became so embroiled in EHO project that I forgot all about my original goal. This pedestal. It's exactly like the ones for artifacts. Tara was right. Everything here comes from my memories. Curious how the most mundane recollections became the most significant. The company was everything to me. I grew blind to anything beyond the research, the experiments, the possibilities we created. I was brought back to Earth with a single phone call. The artifacts, I remember their purpose now. They were logic toys I was developing on the side. Once solved, they opened and could serve as safe boxes. They hovered on magnetic fields and were numbered. The characters on the artifact are hiding. What are they hiding? Mock-up of our laboratory. They took care of every detail. The EHO project was the apple of their eyes. Seashells. Exactly like on the beach. I used to collect them for science. Some of the specimens' shells were really hard, allowing them to absorb very strong blows. It inspired a synthetic material with similar properties. It could be used for bulletproof gear and potentially spacecrafts. I hope it's not a stupid idea. How will that help me? My mother. When I learned of her passing, my world collapsed. All my life had been for her, my work for her health. I failed for a second time. The path of the body. Let's get this over with. Nothing's happening. That's not funny. Tara? Tara, for heaven's sakes, take me out of here.
Stop acting like a spoiled brat.
Tara?
I'm sorry, Jack.
Talk's gone bad.
Too much work, not enough sleep, and the hardware is acting up.
I see. But could you help me with this artifact?
Ah, yes. Pardon me. You're doing well. I need to adjust the frequency. Give me a moment.
I want results, not your analysis. What good does a site profile do me? I need solid data.
Mr. McLean, it's more complicated than that. I told you it would take time.
But this long? We talked about a day or two, not an entire week.
It's not like I'm charging you for the overtime.
God damn it. Your salary is a mere fraction of the profits we lose each day. I want results.
Are you tweaking my memories again?
Settle down, Jack. Am I a goddamn pinata for all of you? I told you, the hardware is on the fritz. Can we focus? Keep going.
But this isn't my memory. I was never in a subway station.
Are you certain? You couldn't recall things on the first island either. Find a pedestal for this ticket.
It's normal that I can't remember this. I thought we were making progress.
Do I have to repeat myself, Jack? Just do as I say, all right?
As you say. Shops in the underground. I didn't know they were a thing.
You didn't? Really?
Laugh it up. I said I never was on a subway.
Jack, there are shops everywhere.
Great. How does it relate to me?
Maybe it doesn't. Move on.
What? A train?
There are trains on the underground.
If you're so smart, explain why I am seeing something I don't remember.
I can't. Must be a glitch.
It's not that I made a point to avoid the subway. I just never lived in a city that had one. And I dislike crowds.
Do you think only poor people who want to feel unsafe use the subway?
I think that
I don't want to hear you monologue about who does and who doesn't use it. If it's irrelevant to your memory, ignore it.
different ages, ethnicities, genders, orientations. One commonality between these 10 people: death by adverse drug reaction.
Do you know the drug in question?
It's funny. These cards read Jack, but that's impossible.
Why?
Those samples were never in circulation.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. Only I had access to them. No one else. Is this a good idea? A train just came through here.
You're still alive, so I'd call that a success, no?
Did I do something?
Like talking to a child. Once, twice, not enough. How many times do I have to repeat myself to you? I'm keeping you alive. You want out? You do what I say. Understood?
One condition. Bring the old Tara back.
No deal. Go.
This can't be mine.
Ugh. The device is glitching. I had no choice but to fill in the blanks with random memory markers.
This is preposterous. Why haven't you said that earlier?
It changes nothing and had to be done. Show a little gratitude, Jack. I'm working to save you here.
Hang on. Random markers? The whole subway's off. You filled this place with your own memories.
Stop this tantrum. Let's get on with it. Can you move on?
No. If this is the only chance I get to learn about you, I'm taking it. So that's what you see from your window. Nice.
Jack?
How do I analyze this properly? You're the expert. Would you lend a hand? Tell me about yourself.
Jack, this isn't a time for games. Move along.
Oh, but you were so eager to help on the island. Bored of little old me already?
Ugh, how many times must you be so childish?
What's gotten into you?
You are being irrational. I asked you to move on, and yet you chose now to play at whatever this is.
I just want to know why I'm seeing all of this.
Do as I say. Playtime's over, Jack. Wait, I'm losing connection. This is no good.
Tara?
Jack, I have to move you again. I have no other choice.
This is too much. Are you sabotaging me? You do whatever you want. You rush me ahead, tell me to ignore everything around me. This goes against all you've said in the beginning. What's your goal here?
We're almost there. You'll know soon enough.
Know what? Tara, is this the connection again?
No, just move along.
Tara,
You're doing well. We're almost to the finish line. This shouldn't take long, and most importantly...
I will wake up?
Yes, that. That is our goal, isn't it?
I certainly hope so.
No time to waste.
curious. I've seen this before. Of course, it's the laboratory. What? Is there something inside?
Are you done? Or should I leave you for a while?
What's with the tone?
What tone?
Really? Is that how you want to be? What is this, Tara? A therapist's office? The blank paintings make me wonder.
Not blank. You're just blind. You look, but you don't see. Open your eyes. Look again. See now? Does it remind you of anything?
Boats, stranded on a beach, colonnade, lake. These are...
Are you remembering the beach? Watch closely. These are the same images that hang in my office.
You built this world. The beach. The odd architecture. You've been lying to me all along.
No, you are the one who has been lying. Which path will you choose? I gave them special names. Want to hear them? Choose Avenue of Life or Boulevard of Death. There's even a nice viewpoint on the way. Consider that a gesture of goodwill.
I can stand right here or go back.
Scientist that you are, aren't you curious? Don't you want to know what all this has been about? What I want, and how it ends for you.
It ends with you wanting me dead, seems like. I'm starting to doubt if I'll ever wake up.
That depends entirely on you, Jack. I only want the truth. There she is, Phobodor, my magnum opus. It almost looks scenic like this.
This is what I'm hooked into?
Impressive, isn't it? You're in Mark 4 now. Mark 3 did not perform to specifications.
Did not perform. What, did your last patient die?
Irrelevant. Conclusions were reached. This model was designed to be perfectly attuned to the listener.
To me? Are you saying I ended in your care by design?
No, this was a stroke of luck. Jack, what is the most important thing in your life?
Friends and family, the pursuit of happiness, many things.
What is death to you?
Suffering, sadness, a void.
Suffering and sadness. Do you feel like that for everyone? Or just those you care about personally?
Those insinuations are going too far, Tara.
What if someone suddenly took everything that you care about the most?
I wouldn't let them.
You warrior types. Your priorities on a pedestal, uncaring for anyone else.
This your professional opinion, Ms. World-renowned psychiatrist? Try again.
You'd think that can't be right, wouldn't you? I did too. A doctor is supposed to help people, not kill them.
Are you saying I didn't kill anyone?
Humanity's greatest folly. Trusting stereotypes. We see a lab coat and think our life is safe with whoever wears it. But all you see is subjects, not individuals. Specimen 1, specimen 2. Is that how you made it easy? Experimenting on people?
That's absurd. I'm telling you, I did not cause any deaths. I never experimented on people.
Remember the subway posting board with patient files? I don't care if you believe me, but I want you to know them. Perhaps you'll find it in yourself to grant them some minimal respect. Stop the lies. Noah Miller, 16, a promising student, exceptionally intelligent. Sickness took him out of the blue. He couldn't walk, couldn't speak. Doctors were grim. Mason Garcia, age 10, chronic myositis, turned a lively, cheerful boy into a hospital ward ghost. Most of his days passed on treatments and physical therapy. No matter the methods tried on him, he kept deteriorating. I'll admit, that was too forward.
Forward? No, that was just vulgar. To make jabs at my family history like that.
How can a man responsible for 11 deaths walk free?
The judgment is passed. Now time for proof?
I have 11 documented deaths as proof. I'm offering you a chance to come clean.
Wish I could help, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me jog your memory. Age Adrian Usurp, 23, worker on his father's farm in Arizona. One day he collapsed in the cornfields. His father found him. Kept in medically induced coma with no known cure or hope. Matthew Kitty, 26 years old, medical studies graduate, passionate, trusting in people, like you, fell sick unexpectedly. Nobody could or wanted to help as his body shut down. He had months left to live. Olivia Anderson, 20, daughter of an influential politician, stabbed with an unclean needle in an altercation with a manic junkie. Contracted HIV with additional complications. Muscle paresis, difficulty breathing. No matter her father's connections, nobody could prevent her decline. Do you know what ties them all together? They all just wanted to be healthy again, to live normally. There was no hope for them.
Tara, it's all very tragic, but I've never heard of these people. I wasn't working in a clinic. I never had patients. My work was only to invent new drugs.
Does the name Campbell, MD, mean anything to you?
Yes, of course. He was even on TV once. He's an expert on hopeless medical cases. Unless... Are you saying that he, too?
Stanley Campbell was my father. With cutting-edge research in medicine, he helped many people to recover their health and normal life. My father, Dr. Campbell, often collaborated with Sense Strand. One day, they reached out to say they found some wonder drug, the elixir vitae. Not the legendary nectar made with the philosopher's stone, but the scientifically viable next best thing, they claimed. They didn't want money or publicity. They just wanted my father to use it. He wasn't given a choice. Either he did it, or they'd cut him off entirely and end his career. Not in so many words, but that was the implication. After he received the first batch, he was astonished. His patients were recovering from conditions nothing could help, waking from comas, healing organs. Hopeless cases suddenly could think about returning to regular life. I remember the press all but banging on our door, demanding to know how my dad did it. He was so happy to be curing terminal diseases, the joy of his patients, their families. Of course, it was all too good to be true.
isn't it activating?
Are you listening? You don't care about a thing I said, do you?
I'm sorry,
The cure, Jack. It ruined everything. After some time, the patients suddenly died. Every single person who took the cure was dead before long. It broke my father. He was helpless. His whole life was in ruins.
How to solve it?
What's going on? How in the blazes did you activate the artifact?
That's nothing I did.
You're such a bastard, Jack. I see your guilt now.
Let me explain.
You knew what these people had administered. You killed them. And worst of all, it was your hubris, your belief you can do no wrong that killed my father. You know how the elixir of life was labeled. Jack, exactly like the one you found on the island.
That's impossible. I only used them in my laboratory.
This old song. You still think I'll believe it? At first, I was wondering if I'm wrong. But your bullheadedness makes me certain it was your fault. Killed these patients by allowing an untested drug to be administered. You killed my father by making him poison people.
Great. Can you settle on a number? Was it 10 or 11? Maybe 100? Or maybe I'm already a serial killer?
Just think. Helping people was my father's whole life. You think he sat down with a beer to watch the game after his patients started dying? Moved on? You ruined him. You and your human trials. You drove him to suicide.
Tara, please listen. Even if all you're saying is true, I simply do not have authorization to admit drugs for clinical tests. I'm not working out of my basement, going behind the FDA's back. I have superiors. You remember Steve? I promise you I won't allow this to go unpunished when I get out of here. If my company broke the law, I will bring everyone involved to justice.
Should have destroyed your faulty samples. You're trying to diffuse responsibility. Why did you allow an untested, highly experimental drug, your drug, get out of your lab? No point pushing forward. I think we should conclude the session here.
Wait a second. Can we talk like adults? Not in some sick visions in my head. Will you let me out and allow me to explain?
Not possible. I hope you're not that stupid, huh?
Tara, this can't end like that. Tara, I swear to you, I'll do everything I can to fix this. I'll investigate, clear your father of guilt. No, not just him. We'll compensate the families of Sense Strand victims. I'll start a foundation.
Stop! It's not something you can fix. I see you're still trying to fight. You managed the last artifact, but you're forgetting something. I'm the master of this game. You're just my listener. A listener has to listen to my orders. From the beginning, I was in control of this world. I do admire one thing about you, your perseverance. I wasn't sure I was doing the right thing myself. You seemed to be a nice enough man. I did feel pity for you at one point. But under the guise of civility lies a cold-blooded murderer.
Almost got it. Easy to say, hard to do.
I hope you're not that stupid, huh? sound.
Got it.
Nothing can save you anymore.
Not so fast.
What?
You may be the game master, but you're in my mind. I have the final word.
Is that what you think? You're asking to meet my darker side.
What the hell?
I warned you. You won't solve this so easily.
We'll see about that. What's going on? Where's that goddamn cube? no. Is that it? The end?
Mr. Winslow? Mr. Winslow? Are you all right? Mr. McLean is waiting for the sample. Please pack it away.
A vial.